I am such a unique mix of disappointed and angry right now because of the Square Enix press conference at E3 2021. That was a complete freaking mess. It sucked from start to finish, bumper to bumper. That thing was a complete freaking travesty, and I am just so freaking shocked at how much of a... I've seen car accidents that were more uplifting than that freaking train wreck. But let's talk about this thing from just end to end and talk about why this is just such a stupid, disgraceful mess that actually seems to disrespect the fans themselves. What's up, gamers? Dreamcastguy here, and let's talk about this. Please like this video, subscribe, and share if you want, but now let's dig into the brass tacks. Square Enix doesn't care about Final Fantasy. I care about Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is my favorite franchise of all time. It's my favorite thing of anything. I have all the games translated. I've got weird versions of the games you probably haven't even heard of, like FF7 back on the NES. I've got all the soundtracks. I've got a gigantic Buster Sword. I've got the Final Fantasy freaking manga, which you probably don't even know is real. You know, I have every version of every one of the games. And you know what? Square Enix doesn't care. They don't care because Square Enix just wants to find a way to monetize people in the stupidest way possible. Let's start off with the cell phone games. Don't you guys love some mobile games? Don't you people have phones? Let me get out my cell phone. Here you go, Square Enix. Excuse my vitriolic anger, but here is my issue. Here is why I am genuinely pissed off. Square Enix does not seem to care about putting out quality content. This was a very long 35-minute, 40-minute, oh god, time's blurring together. That was like a 45-minute showcase. Absolutely everything looked like a complete mess. There was gigantic expansions that are coming to free from the Avengers game, which is all about Black Panther. But guess what? It looks like hot trash. They also did a 20-minute long demo for the Guardians of the Galaxy game, which was filled with cringy jokes, absolutely awful looking gameplay. Like, that game looks like just complete freaking trash because it's by a freaking Eidos again. So it's more people just working on projects. I mean, Square Enix has no quality control. But you know what? Let's talk about some Final Fantasy. Because guess what? The biggest thing people have been begging for, especially the fans, the thing we've been asking for so many years is, I want to see the classic Final Fantasies come back. Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those games are absolutely top-notch. They've aged incredibly good. Not only are they still fun, not only do they still look great, people just want them on modern consoles. I'm not even necessarily asking for a remake or a 2.5D crazy revolution. I literally just want the games on modern consoles. I want a way to play them on my PS5, on my Xbox, on my Nintendo Switch. Give me a Final Fantasy collection. Oh, they gave us a Final Fantasy collection for cell phones. And it's absolutely terrible looking. It actually looks like complete garbage. What are they calling it? Pixel perfect. The whole idea behind it is that this is going to be a way to play the classic games again, upscaled HD, except only on Steam and mobile devices. Now, you know why that irks me? Is because that means that they went into the original code, they got those original games, and they are purposefully making the choice not to bring them to consoles. In my opinion, they showed off just an appalling amount of mobile games during this, just project after project, spin-offs, sequels, all sorts of things that are just supposed to be only on mobile and have loot crates and microtransactions and be free to play. It's just so incredibly stupid. In fact, one of the things they showed off is something I've already had a chance to play, which is the Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale game called The First Soldier. And I can say this because I've actually played it. This is my footage of me actually playing it myself. The game is a train wreck. The game just sucks. It's not fun. It doesn't control well. You're trying to tap the screen to shoot other players and stuff. It is just such a mess that's supposed to be part of the official Final Fantasy universe. They straight up don't care. Here's my issue with this is that beyond everything else, everything they showed today just looks so incredibly low quality, including Babylon's Fall. Remember when that was initially teased? Babylon's Fall was supposed to be like this gigantic, huge world, a mix of like archaic technology and cool new freaking sci-fi and all these like mixes of swords and magic. Well, it turns out it's going to be a live service project. One of those fantastic games that you pay $60 for to get like 1/5 of the fun, and then hopefully they get enough money to finish the project later on. I am actually mad. Like, I know I seem like I'm being goofy right now. I am upset that they just don't care. Like, if they gave even the littlest bit of effort, even if they just happened to listen to a single fan on Twitter, even if they happened to just actually look at their own sales data, they would have made some projects that people actually give a heck about. The fact that just Avengers bombed so bad, but they're still dedicating so much time to advertising it, and now trying to make an even worse looking freaking game. Guardians of the Galaxy is so cringy. Every freaking line in that game, from Peter Quill to Gamora to freaking Ratchet and Groot, everybody talks like the weirdest, most bad puppet you've ever heard of. Did you people get paid in potato chips? How are you screwing up everything you touch? Why did we not see Final Fantasy 16? Why did we not see more stuff about Final Fantasy Endwalker? Remember, there's a gigantic expansion that's coming soon to Final Fantasy 14, which people are hyped about, but I guess we don't deserve another update. Why don't we get a chance to see more stuff about Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2? Why don't we see more stuff that people actually care about? Like, Life is Strange seems decent. This next Life is Strange game, I guess, is going to be cool for an interactive storybook. The only project we saw during this entire freaking 45 minutes, the only thing that even mildly piqued my interest was, of course, Final Fantasy Origin. This is, as the rumors and leaks have confirmed, it's basically going to be like a retelling of the original Final Fantasy story, the original Heroes of Light. Now, I like the original Final Fantasy. That's why I own every single version of it that's ever been released. And I've always thought that that game was pretty good. It's pretty tight. It's just the idea of, heroes going against the embodiment of chaos. And having it as this, like, Dark Souls style game, that's pretty fantastic. They're also going to be making a demo for it relatively soon, which, of course, I'm going to be playing. I'm sorry, I'm just putting on my glasses here for a second, because part of the frustration of this, part of what just makes this just so annoying is that when you have one good thing surrounded by 40 minutes of garbage, it makes that little morsel, that little light you want to crowd around, all that much more annoying. This was ridiculous. Like, what's weird to me is that Square Enix has so many properties. Why didn't they talk about Dragon Quest? Why didn't they talk about Chrono Trigger? Why didn't they talk about anything? You guys are, in my opinion, one of the inventors of modern day RPGs. Like, straight up, of all the thousands of games on my wall right here, how many of these are made by Square Enix? Like, I can literally grab, I'm going to literally just go back here. I can, like, grab an entire fistful of amazing Square Enix games, and you just don't care. You just think that none of this effing matters. It wasn't even entertaining. Because, I've had times, let's be clear, there's been times where it's not about disappointment. It's not just about, oh man, they didn't show the games I like. It's also just the fact that they didn't show anything worth a damn. 20 minutes of a terrible Guardians of the Galaxy game with trash-looking gameplay and horrible voice acting and a main character that looks like Jake Paul got hit by an ugly truck. Square Enix, what the hell are you doing? 2 out of 10. If I'm giving it a score right now, 2 out of 10. Square Enix, what are you doing? You know what? I'm probably going to be blocked on Twitter by the official Square Enix account. The fact that you're putting all your classic games on cell phones before consoles, the fact that you're just trying to make Babylon fall like a freaking live service game, you don't care. And it's starting to make me wonder why the hell we should care. I guess I'm going to be playing the demo whenever the Final Fantasy Origins demo drops. It's called Stranger of Paradise or Stranger in Paradise. I'm going to play it. I'll make a video when that comes out. But until then, my God, you lost E3. I don't know what you were trying to do, but you lost E3. Thanks so much for watching, gamers. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe, enjoy my pain. My God. Keep dreaming. I'm literally... What am I doing? What am I doing? My God. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.